What's up, guys? Nethervvoid here with some more War Thunder for you, and today I'm going to show you some more Japanese. I'm showing you the Kai 45 Ko. I'm not really sure why I never added this plane to my arsenal of Japanese planes, because it's pretty awesome. So I'm trying to do combat cap here. It doesn't really work that well with these kind of planes because they come down to the strip pretty slow, and usually the fighters can get in there. Also, I think I started from a bomber position. Sure looked like I did. I'm not sure if this is a I think this is an attack plane. It doesn't feel like a bomber. It's more like the Beaufighter for the Brits and the Doe 217 for the Germans. So, but it seems like apparently it starts in the bomber position. It's interesting. Usually not going to be getting a combat cap starting there, but you can always try, especially since a lot of times people won't go for it. So, but this plane's actually pretty cool. I liked it a lot when I flew it. I'll definitely be flying it more. The nice thing about it is it does give you a plane that flies a lot more like other nations, especially if you're kind of newer to Japanese or don't fly them as much. The Japanese fly a lot different than other nations, since they're almost purely turn fighters. You can't do a lot of the tactics you could do with the other nations. So there's still nobody with the cap. I think that guy's going to get it, though. Yeah, he got it. So it's still good to come down here. Sometimes they'll miss it, so you never know. Always try. So pulling off the runway, gonna see if I can go get some kills. So really what I wanted to talk about today was Gaijin released another set of ground forces screenshots, which look really awesome. One thing I like immediately about them is how gritty the tanks look. They look very worn, like they've been in battle, you know. So I really think that the textures are really nice quality, and they're not just the same exact, you know. It doesn't look like a computer created them. They actually look pretty realistic, which is really cool. You know, there's obviously smoke coming out the back, just like World of Tanks. And I know I'm going to do a lot of basically talking about World of Tanks when I talk about these kind of things, because there is a lot of similarities between the two games, especially when it's going to come to ground forces. There's going to be a lot of similarities, but I think the things that are different about the way Gaijin does it is going to be what makes. I think they're really going to pull ahead of World of Tanks eventually. The only problem they're going to have is that now the problem I'm having with this guy is that he's a turn fighter, and while I'm Japanese and this plane does turn well, it doesn't turn as well as obviously the Japanese turn fighter. So nice hits on him right there. The cannons on this thing I felt were pretty powerful. I got a lot of great hits on these guys and did a lot of damage, and it was a lot easier to get a kill with these guys than than with some of the other Japanese planes that don't have 20 mil cannons. Again, I'm only rank 5 in Japanese, so I don't have access to zeros or anything like that. But they will be coming eventually. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I think it's really the differences that are going to help Gaijin pull ahead of World of Tanks. The problem really is, and this is why I kind of thought maybe they should go after the naval battle first, is that World of Tanks is already thoroughly entrenched. I mean, they have tons and tons and tons of people playing their tanks game. So to directly compete with that, that is going to be a really hard thing to come from zero all the way up to trying to compete with that juggernaut. Now, there are two other good points about making ground forces right now. One of them is there's already a huge market for it. They know there's a market. World of Tanks has proved there's a market for it. All they have to do is go after that market. And secondly, and this is where I think it's going to really shine, if they can do tanks better than Wargaming, then they're going to grab a lot of people right there. And I really think that they're going to be able to do that, because I know one of the biggest issues people have with Wargaming, their World of Tanks, is that the damage model is based on overall hit points of the tank. And that's stupid. Like, you could lose all your modules, or have all your modules damaged, and, you know, they repair over time, and you're still in the game. You know, that's retarded. If you lose your engine, all this other stuff, it should be permanently knocked out. It shouldn't. How do you repair your engine in the field? Your engine's totally knocked out. Nobody's getting out of the tank and repairing it. I'm sure it happened sometimes, but they would actually have maintenance crews come out there after the battle is over, assuming you won the battle, and they would pull the engine out and do maintenance on it and stuff. It's not, or they'd tow it back to the factory or something. Your crew's not jumping out to fix the engine, you know, right in the middle of a battle like that. It's just not going to happen. So I really thought, okay, so here's something to watch. Now the enemy caps the base right here, and actually the same kind of plane I'm flying right here. So we've got their base, they've got our base, and I think this is where it happens. Anyway, watch what I do here with this air base. I'm pretty sure this is it. It might actually be the later part of the video. Just a lot of action all around our airfield here, really trying to get these guys off the airfield. And I'm basically doing loops trying to get behind this guy. Okay, now I'm behind him. Nobody's capping. Nobody from our team is recapping our base, which is the stupidest thing ever. That's the one thing I don't like about these arcade battles, is people are retarded about winning the game. They don't really, you know, they're not... in these domination games, yeah, you do get some goal toward, you know, progress toward the goal of winning the game by shooting out the enemy ground forces and stuff, but it's all about capping the airfields, and it's really not hard to do, especially since you're already defending the airfield. Just stop and cap it. Now, I am not doing it yet. You'll see me do that a little bit later, and I sacrifice my planes to cap the air bases. I'm doing that a lot more as time goes on, and it's worth it. You've got 5 or 6 planes. Sacrifice one of them to get the cap. It's really not that hard to do. I mean, if the enemy's swarming around like 5 or 6 planes swarming on that base, you might have a problem, but other than that, you shouldn't really have any issues. This V5 is lasting forever. This is a really, I think this is like a rank 2 German plane. It's really not that great. Shouldn't be outturning anybody. There we go. Finally get the aircraft destroyed right there. So, also, my gun seems to be jamming up pretty quick in this plane. I don't know if they added more nerfs to gun jamming, or I mean to the heat buildup in guns, but I was really barely clicking the mouse there, and it was heating up pretty bad. I'm cutting half pretty bad. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure Gaijin's going to go with the same model that they have for planes, where you'll have different parts of your tank, and yes, those are going to have hit points, no doubt about it. There are hit points in War Thunder. People think, oh, no, there's no hit points. You don't see a hit point bar, do you? There are hit points to the different modules of your plane. They just don't show you what they are. They show the pilot because they're indicating, you know, pink is a little, you've lost a little bit of hit points. Red, you've lost a lot of hit points. Black, that module's dead. It's lost all its hit points. So you just can't see the hit point values, which I think is a good idea. And pilots can't see them either. The enemy pilots can't see them, which, again, I think is a good idea. So if they keep that model with tanks, where you have different modules of your tank, like your engine can take damage, you know, your track can come off. You cannot repair your track in the field, please. Do not allow the track to be repaired in the field. It's so stupid that can happen. And you can see the damage on your tank, but the enemy can't see it. I think they're going to have a much better game than Wargaming. Now, the one thing that is different, and Sir B actually said this the other day, and actually I should probably talk about that as a different video, but he basically said the other day that the way Wargaming, the audience Wargaming is going after, is the guy who just gets home from work and just wants to play a couple quick games and have fun and not worry too much about damage models and, you know, all that stuff. Just get in the game and play and have some fun. But here's the thing. So there's a couple things I have to say about that. First of all, that's a great idea from a marketing perspective because, one, most people that play these games are casual players. This is a casual game, okay? I know they have, in Wargaming, they have clan wars and they have all that stuff. They have tournaments and stuff. They have stuff for hardcore people. But this is a casual person's game. And you know how I know this? Go into a random battle and see how many of your teammates don't even know what the hell they're doing at all. They don't angle their armor. They don't pull back behind the rock when they shoot. They just sit out there and wait for their reload. They don't play this game for serious business. You know, they're not trying to get wins. They're not looking at their stats. They don't care about all that crap. They're just trying to have some fun with some... Wow. Wow. Did you see that? That was like Top Gun right there doing the flip-off thing where you almost crash into each other, but unintentional. I did not intend that. So I've lost an engine at this point. The enemy's capped our base. They have both bases now. I'm just going to try to get this cap. I don't even care. My plane is pretty much dead, but it's time to try to get the cap at any cost. And I screw up my gear, but look, I'm capping. I'm capping. Yes, baby. Get the cap. That's what I'm talking about. So I sack my plane to make sure. Now, an enemy comes behind me and recaps, but that's because they're freaking smart. You know, if more people in arcade would just go for the win, I almost can't wait till they come out with stats that you can show people. And you can, I almost think XVM in some cases is good because it forces people to realize that getting the win and trying to get the most out of the game, trying to get the most credits, XP, and all that stuff is a good goal. It makes you better. Striving to be better, striving to compete with other people makes you a better gamer. So not doing it, and I was like, cover the base, you damn bastards. I was really pissed at this point that our both of the bases are capped. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Basically, if they can get that damage model right, I know there's already tons of people, even on the Wargaming forums, that are talking about leaving to War Thunder's ground forces. A lot of people already know about ground forces in this game. They're watching it for it. They're waiting for it. They are ready to pounce and leave Wargaming. In fact, me as well, to leave World of Tanks. Once I start playing tanks in War Thunder, I'm not sure I'm going to do a lot of World of Tanks because I don't want to play 2 games of the same thing. Now, for some reason, the instructor would not let me land this plane. It does not have gear. I just wanted to put it down so I could recap the space. I don't know why it wouldn't let me. I don't even care if I crash. I've got other planes. You know, I'm just going to sacrifice it to get the win, but whatever. So anyway, you've seen all the screenshots now. The Tiger one looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. Now, hopefully they don't neuter that tank and put it up with tanks that were designed to kill the Tiger, namely the IS and the T-29. Those were tanks specifically designed because of the Tiger. So it should not be fighting the Tiger. That's why the Tiger seems so crappy in World of Tanks. Anyway, let me know what you think about the ground forces and the differences between Wargaming and War Thunder and Gaijin and stuff. Pretty good game there. 1 death, 5 kills. Not a lot of credits for that. I got 5 kills, and I didn't even break 10k credits. That's pretty crappy. Now, we didn't win, and a win would have got me 4,000 or 5,000 more credits probably. Well, maybe 3,000 or 4,000. But that was a good game. I should have got a lot more credits and credits than that. So, again, welcome to the new economy. Welcome to the crap. Now, that is another whole nother topic about the differences between Wargaming and Gaijin. But let me know what you think about this. Later, guys.